Hello everyone and welcome to the finale, I'm assuming, of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Today we're doing the last side story, Self-Love. And I think that's it. That's very depressing. I guess that's kind of in line with the game a little bit. But yeah, it's been one day since she looked at me, but since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts. And because of the passing by of the students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no students would have any reason to coming here unless they were trying to avoid people like Yuri. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. I'm guessing Natsuki was trying to avoid people like Yuri. What are you doing here? Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumb. Yuri, no! You're gonna make yourself sad. Well, what are you doing here? Dots. I came to get a drink from the vending machine, she lies out of her teeth. The other one is that the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. Oh, was she actually telling the truth? It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea. And instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands there in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant. It's totally cool if that's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you because you're creepy. So, not because I was like, I think you're creepy or something like that, even though I just said that. I didn't mean that either. I'm just gonna stop talking. It seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap off her can. I, for some reason, thought it was can, yeah. I said can, even place a drink. But no, it's a bottle. Okay. It takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade away a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, it seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink. Are you coming today? To the club? Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't, for some reason, I don't know why. But I want to, eventually. There's no rush, I promise. Thanks. It's the next day, and we're still in the stairwell. Our parents are concerned. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does. Today, she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. You're here again. Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't. But there's no people around here. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels so much different today than it did yesterday. After today's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here. Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since, they all just assume I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly, even though I am. It's just I don't want them to come out again now that I've waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. And Sayori, but that's different because she's not exactly into it, she just likes it. You know what I mean. Uh-huh. Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone's constantly judging you by what you're reading. I mean, what manga are you reading? Are you just like reading everyday like normal manga? You're like the parfait girls, right? Magical girl stuff. I know there was that one with the was a somewhat lewd cover that was mentioned, right? So yeah, I don't know if you're reading like a, I don't know, 18+ manga where kind of really awkward cover, then maybe I can see people giving you shit about. I don't know, maybe I just don't give a shit what people do with their time, and that's why I don't really care what you do, unless it's like, you know, highly illegal or I guess just dicketry, maybe. But still, that would be awful, especially since I already hate attention so much. It's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. Oh, by the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me, you have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It was somewhat embarrassing to reminisce. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Something I feel like the me from years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyways. I mean, you're also just a bunch of stupid kids right now, to be quite honest, even if the game says otherwise. Some of the fanfics I wrote, oh, thank God I used the pseudonym. There we go. Lips stopped working there. But it's like, I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence I've become a better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now we'll think about the same thing about our current selves. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. In 10 years from now, you're gonna look back and be like, oh my fucking God. I had pink hair? I had purple hair? What was I thinking? If you have pink or purple hair, I'm just kidding. Okay. It was a joke. Probably. Doesn't that make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care about people think of me, what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hands to her face and forcefully slaps her across the cheek. That's for me from the future, coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow. I didn't mean to do it that hard. Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then Natsuki's surprised. Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm, doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. He turns red and stares into her lap. She didn't smack the cheek on her face, but it's unable to hide the smile as though it was a really funny joke. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I don't. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading. Oh, right. So actually, I wasn't here to read. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. Conversation ends quickly, and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. But the whole time, Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. You're back. Yeah, we actually haven't gone anywhere. I was just reading my book. I'm assuming this is another day, actually. I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki quickly glances at a bottle of iced tea on the staircase, where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. What, like, for me? Well, you didn't know I was coming today, so what if I didn't show up? Well, I mean, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I'm gonna say is thank you. It's a really nice gesture. It's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other thing that I didn't mean. I swear, people, please believe me. Two socially awkward dummies in a stairwell. So they pretty much just coming to the stairwell every day to, the construction's done. Is it done? Wasn't there a sign on the staircase before? Yeah, but they're just coming here pretty much since the first day when they ran into each other accidentally. They're just coming here to hang out. Yuri pauses and then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. So I believe you. Natsuki, there is a sign there. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes a drink. Knowing her, she's probably always thinking it as much as Natsuki's tepid response have filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please don't feel obligated. I want to. I'll do nice things too. Okay. Thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Huh? Nothing. Just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. It's just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. Like being around them when we're all just having fun. And then they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm like, I don't know, feeling serious and their attitude just really getting on my nerves. To be fair, I'm surprised you hung out with your friends so long when they've been making fun of your interests, right? Like a silly joke here and here about interests back and forth is fine, but they weren't being silly and they were intentionally being hurtful towards it, so that's a little different. I've gotten worse ever since I've joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm gonna demand for everyone around me to change. I mean, yes, that's true. Okay, that is true when it comes to certain things, right? If someone's just living their life, doing their own stuff, and they're not giving you shit for something, and all of a sudden you're offended by something they did, like, you can be like, yo, I didn't like that. But at the same time, if it's something that's like really not bad, or even something that, I don't know, there are certain things people take offense to that aren't really things that should be taken offense to. But yeah, if it's something like them picking on you or shitting on your interests all the time, fuck them. Tell them, hey, fuck off with that shit. And if they don't, you know what? Tell them just to fuck off in general. Cause goddamn, you don't need to put up with that shit in your life. Like, that's stupid. We already read that. But yeah, I know. I clicked on something that opened like 4 different screens on my other monitor. How the hell did that happen? Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing, but they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. It would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I just don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What, listen to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. Thoughts? Sorry. I just like learning about people. You think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so I don't know, does that mean I should keep going? If you'd like. Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school on the weekends, and they really like my baking, and it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh, I'm bad at these sorts of those things. So, all those things are really important to you. Well, kind of, but they're not like things I need to get out of everyone. Everyone in the club is really different from that, and I'm still friends with them too. And, well, Sayori really likes your baking. And I think everyone really likes her baking. I mean, hell, Monica had to have one last muffin before she deleted everything. And she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. Hey, did I read that right? And she complains a lot. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me? How about you not talk about that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. No, wait. Sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that. No, she can. It's actually, hey, Yuri, I'm on your side now. After the shit we saw with Monica, I know Yuri didn't see that, but no, fuck your friends, seriously. If they're good sometimes, that's great. They should be good all the time to you. You know, again, little insults, friendly jabs and stuff like that, that's fine. But if it's constant shitting on stuff you like to make you feel bad, that's not cool. That definitely overshadows most of the other good parts about that friendship. Sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can't just give your friends like that and like measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. I'm sorry. I just don't like people. I don't like people who want to hurt you. I wonder how that stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. They seem like they want to hurt you. They just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. But I knew how to help with. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts, like how Monica can. She's good at these things. Not really. Also, I don't want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sierra never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're all like, "Oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" I just want to mind my own business and sometimes and decide for myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. Really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. So it's weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever on their mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silence. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. So, immersive, like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated. Especially when it comes to following social conversations. Conventions. Not conversations, girls. Conventions. And group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different from books. I feel like I always want to be around the characters. I feel a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I never felt with real people. In that way, I can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? Is that hard for you to be around people like all the time? Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kind of conversations or saying jokes and all that, I don't know what to do, so I just disengage. Oh. Doesn't that get lonely? I don't think so. I still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one, and with online friends too, of course. Do you ever wish you could just be friends with characters in your books? All the time. Sometimes so badly it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? A lot. Like, more than anything. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once again. But it's a mutual silence, one full of understanding. And that is that for part 1. Self-love part 2. Hey! Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki typically had been meeting Yuri here in the stairwell much earlier, so that had been a good way to dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friend, so I hung out with him for a while. Oh, is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. Hadn't seen him in a while, which I had come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Oh, I had to come up with an excuse. Plus, I have way more than these than I know what to do with, so I figured I'd share them with them too. She sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You make cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while since at this point, so I figured it was about time. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it, I just made them. I just thought that because the green is Monica's favorite color, that's all. Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. Dots. I love green tea. Yeah, do you? I didn't notice you drinking it all the time. This is a random idea I want to try still. Good Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. This is something I had to be good at. I don't know... I do know that you like them from past experience. Your turns were to call in time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcakes for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles with a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Well, I don't know, it's kind of just always appealed to me. Like, well, a few years ago I read this one manga with a lot of baking. Like, they had an orgasm anytime they ate the food. It was pretty cool. So I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I'd like anyway. It's like baking is like an art. But when you get good at it, it gets more delicious. I mean, as cooking in general, kind of. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I'd prefer to be on the receiving end. Oh, that's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do to make a lot of people happy, unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in the moment, it's you get to be like a bringer of joy. Unless you don't know the other person's allergies and you accidentally put something in it that they're very allergic to. Then you need to get an EpiPen. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess. Were you able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't anything really to make up about with them. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. And it only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop. I mean, it only happens sometimes anyways. Just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. Yeah, because you're the one they're picking on. Not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now, is when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, let's see. Cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches her fist with righteous anger. I'm glad the situation is resolved, and you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I don't think you were bothering her. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over the Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I liked them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded, but I know you care about making your other friends happy too. If this is the way you know how to make them happy, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You know, you're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour out of Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki, I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs and struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things about me, and I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. It's so difficult. I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice, to do the things you wrote about in the letter. And if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying. I can just picture Monica and Sayori sitting behind like the desk, peering over it, watching, and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person always. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and then feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of the thoughts that through my own experience, and that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in my... I fucked that up hardcore. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Okay, maybe I didn't fuck it up, it just confused me. Dots. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues, and then hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so... Like what? Dots? Like how you're a fun person to be around. You're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things. Oh. And now you make me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked. And you don't feel like I don't, and you don't you think I feel embarrassed? Like he tries to hide a smile, and then she sighs as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, and then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? Just confusing. I mean, my friend and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know. He's like, what? Next to you voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. Yuri pauses. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tile while she thinks to herself. What would you do hypothetically if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, it's not a fair hypothetical. Like she says, but with little confidence in her voice. I just told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. And I feel that, and I still feel that way, but spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused. No, wait, go back. I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. Yeah, because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. No matter what, it feels like it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. Make my head hurt. It must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Maxine presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. You know, I know what's best for me, and I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something scary. To do what? You know, to end it. With them? Natsuki nods. I mean, that is a hard thing to do if you've known them for a while, no matter the circumstances. Well, no. It is and it isn't. It really depends on what it is. As I've gotten older, it's fucking easy as a drop of a hat. Like, if I'm friends with someone and they turn around and do something like really heinous now, or just something that I don't want to be a part of, drop of a hat, I'm done. It is just over, right? Back when I was growing up, teenage years, sure, a little bit different, right? Like, yeah, I mean, honestly, there was times that I should have. Eventually, I did. I was like, I'm just done. I'm not gonna go hang out with them anymore. There's no reason to. I don't want to be, I don't want to be in constant trouble with like cops or be around just shady shit all the time. So, I'm done. And eventually, I just, didn't go to the party. I still saw them here and there. It's not like I completely negated everything, but yeah, I just kind of was like, I'm done. I'll get lost in my own little world, do my own little stuff, and I'll move on with my life. And there was times back in the day I should have done that, but yeah, as a teenager, it was harder to do, for sure. I mean, it definitely helped that all the group of people that I hung out with dropped out of school, so I didn't need to actually ever see them in school. To be fair, there's only like 3 people from back in the day when I was a kid, teenager, that I truly consider friends, and I still keep in contact with this day. I'm very bad at keeping in contact in general, so it's not constant, but still, it's, yeah, everyone else I knew, I don't keep in contact with. For reasons, right? For many reasons. So, yeah. It's just easier as you get older to do. If I could go back in time and change it, oh, I definitely would. But, again, it's easier as you get older. I don't think you were actively considering those options. I didn't think you were actively considering those options. I wasn't until recently. This is one of those feelings where, or one of those things where I like, been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you have gone into it, so much for it feels like it's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes you feel sick to think about it. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know, a lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. I don't want them to hate me. I'm just scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically? No, not physically, but... Yuri clenches her fist. Natsuki, what? If anyone thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. And I will. You should see my knife collection. He snorts with laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, it's just... I like that. That's all. Oh. Well, I meant it. And I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look. I needed that. As the conversation laps, Natsuki again slides her book of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will then. She picks up the box and just shoves them all into her mouth. I will enjoy them as I swallow them in one bite. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling. No one will give her courage. Ah, you're here first today. And you brought reading material. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her book. Sex in a Good series has to come to an end. It's like a big part of your life, and then one day there's nothing left. Makes me feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. Ah, that sucks. But there's something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I wanted to go on forever. Yeah, maybe. But there are things that I wish I could. But on the other hand, have you ever read something that's overstayed its welcome? Oh yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one that I've read that got pretty unbearable to halfway through it and then ended, and the ending really sucked. It sucks when something good has to end. Oh fuck, I feel like they're speaking to me right now. It also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you just don't like it anymore. Because it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through the respective reading material. Except that Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends or at the mall or downtown or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Oh, your board game? It's like HeroScape? Board game group. It doesn't matter. Oh, D&D? Oh, it's D&D. Dynamite. That's not the song, Chronos. Yes, it is. It doesn't matter. It's just some nerdy stuff. Why do you ask? I'm just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture. I just realized I couldn't picture it, so I'm just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. Can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them. And then I just blocked them because I was afraid of their responses. And now I feel like I'm dying inside. Oh. That's... You shouldn't break up with people over text, Natsuki. That's rude. Also, I'm sorry. Well, if it's friendships, that's fine. Don't end it. Well, you know what? There are some relationships that is like totally fine to end over text and then block them completely. If you're in a normal relationship that's just going south, don't do that. That's rude. But if you're like in a bad relationship that you need to get out of fucking immediately, hell, I wouldn't even text them. I just block them on everything. Leave a note. Be like, fuck it, I'm out. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Totally unsure what to do. Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against something. Please help, I can't take it. You may be having a panic attack. With the realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this. I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breaths, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. She then puts her hand on Natsuki's shoulder. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes more and more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe now. You're in a good place. You're in a good and safe place. There's nothing that can hurt you here. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri's only touching Natsuki's shoulder, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do some breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep breath. Beneath her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own. Try to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki breath shakes on the way out. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles, while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest on her weight onto Yuri's palms. More of her weight onto Yuri's palm. Are you picking her up? Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breath going in and out, and the weight of my hand on your shoulder. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence, but now the worst has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Yuri's lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. That must be enormously stressful for you. Is this gonna keep happening? It may or may not. You can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get over it a bit better over time. Natsuki motions to sit down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through this alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her lap. I don't think I could have gone through. Oh, okay. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's weird for her to be so openly share her thoughts, but something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. Because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted. Dimmer than you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Do you really mean that? You're probably going to regret saying that, you know. How so? 'Cause I'm probably going to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back. Oh, shit. I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then. Uh-huh. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. You'll finally figure out. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day you came to the club, you guessed everyone's ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorites usually get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry together, huh? Chocolate and raspberry? That's fucking weird. How fancy. How's that fancy? I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Oh, hey, strawberry is my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. There's this sick feeling in my stomach. But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I can do for you? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make me feel easy make this easy for me. You already did more than I thought anyone could. The other thing of it, you never talked about that letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that point. I didn't know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated, and the friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming in for here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence you ran into me initially. Oh, yeah, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. I meant stalking you. Jesus, I may have tracked you down first to help Ciori. But you said I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well, guess I'm glad you worked up the courage, even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it'll make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Yeah, anyone? You mean like you? I mean, you can already tell she's proud of you for doing that. Yes, like me. That is a big book. You know, I can get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Yeah, fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think it's good things that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Yeah, thanks. Feels nice to be reassured. I would not be sitting on the school floor, by the way. That's just disgusting. The janitor's probably cleaned it, Chronos. No, I would never. No, in my school, when I grew up, no, absolutely not. I didn't even sit on the gym floor. Ugh, no, absolutely not. Two girls continue their conversations through the remainder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the four clubbers will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Though through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend should be good time to visit the bookstore. Together. Well, that was fucking adorable, and I'm glad she got rid of her shitty friends. I'm missing 2 pictures? That is bullshit. What the hell? Artwork drawn by celebrating Monica's birthday. Okay. Isn't that like a meme? Not meme, but isn't there like a viral shit for that? Isn't that as well? What am I missing? Okay, what are these? Issues caused by unprotected memory. Has anyone evaluated the side effects that might have been caused by sharing memory pool between multiple VMs rather than allocating them separately? I'm looking at some of the VM1 the files VM1 generated, finding some information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't seen any evidence that it's actually affecting the side of the VM itself, so I don't think it's a priority, but it's definitely worth sharing. My best guess is the memory being freed from VM2 isn't getting zeroed out, which technically gives VM1 access to it. All of the info I have will go to the issue tracker, so I wanted to check if anyone else has noticed anything about those lines. Oh wait, is there another side story? No, shit, go back up! Back up! I know, back up, okay. Is there another side story? Equals! That will be tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but that'll be next time, I think. Oh, shit, yeah. What if it's like 10 minutes longer? It'll be a 10-minute episode. That's it for this one. I'll see y'all then. Bye.